we are into the final two parts of the original Aladdin series. To summarize, Aladdin was trapped in a cave by an evil magician. With one of the genie's help, he escaped and in part 2, married the princess. If you missed parts 1 and 2, I'll link the videos. Meanwhile, remember the false uncle, the magician from Africa? He learned that Aladdin had escaped from the cave, married a princess, and was living in luxury. Outraged that Aladdin had used the lamp to achieve this fortune, he traveled to China to ruin him. Upon arriving at the palace, the magician recognized the work of the genie and devised a plan. When Aladdin was away, he would steal the lamp by exchanging new copper lamps for the old ones. The princess fell for this scheme and exchanged Aladdin's old lamps for a new one. The magician eagerly took the lamp and left the city for a remote place, where he rubbed the lamp. The genie appeared and at the magician's command, transported him, the palace, and the princess to a desolate location in Africa. The next morning, the Sultan, bewildered to find Aladdin's palace missing, summoned the vizier. Convinced it was magic, he sent men to capture Aladdin. They found him, bound him, and forced him to walk to the Sultan's palace. A loyal crowd followed, armed to protect Aladdin. Seeing the angry crowd, the vizier halted him before the executioner could strike. The Sultan, swayed, ordered Aladdin to be unbound and pardoned him. Aladdin, confused, asked what he had done. The Sultan demanded to know the whereabouts of his palace and his daughter, asserting that they must be found or Aladdin would lose his head. Aladdin pleaded for 40 days to find his palace and wife. His plea was granted and Aladdin set out to solve the mystery. After days of searching, he desperately prayed before throwing himself into a river. Unintentionally, he rubbed the magic ring from part 1 and the ring genie appeared. Unable to grant Aladdin's wish of being saved, the genie transported him to Africa beneath his wife's window. Exhausted, Aladdin fell asleep. That morning, the princess, whom the magician had mistreated, spotted Aladdin. She opened the window and they joyfully reunited. After a kiss, Aladdin asks about the old lamp he had left behind. The princess tells him about the exchange, then informs him that the magician carries the lamp and is pressuring her to marry him. She feared he might use violence if she resisted. After comforting her, Aladdin left and returned with strange powder. He instructed her to wear her most beautiful dress to trick the magician. She was to invite the magician to dinner and request wine from Africa, while Aladdin planned to take action. She did just as she was instructed. While the magician went to fetch the wine, she added powder to her cup. Upon his return, she asked him to drink to her health, handing him her cup in exchange. The magician praised her beauty, but she interrupted him, insisting on drinking first. She sipped from another cup while he drank what he was given. Suddenly, he collapsed lifeless. The princess then let Aladdin in, and he urged her to go to her chamber as he had more to do. With the magician gone, he took the lamp and commanded the genie to return the palace to China. Seeing the restored palace, the Sultan rushed there, greeted by Aladdin and the princess. Aladdin explained the events and showed the Sultan the magician's lifeless body for proof. A 10-day feast was declared, and it seemed that Aladdin could now live in peace. But Aladdin's trouble is not over yet. The magician had a cunning younger brother seeking revenge for his death. He traveled to China, ended a pious woman named Fatima, and assumed her identity as a holy healer. Afterward, he headed to Aladdin's palace, where people mistook him for her because he kept his face covered. The princess, eager to meet Fatima, summoned her. Inside the palace, he suggested to the princess that a roc's egg was needed to make it truly grand. Obsessed with this idea, the princess told Aladdin about her desire for a roc's egg. When alone, Aladdin summoned the genie and asked for one. The genie shrieked and warned him that this request was a trap by the magician's brother, who may be hiding in the palace. Before disappearing, he wished Aladdin safety. Realizing the danger, Aladdin pretended to have a headache and asked the princess to summon Fatima. However, before the brother could approach, Aladdin ended the brother's life. Thereafter, Aladdin clarified to the princess that the brother was not Fatima, but rather an imposter. Now, finally, Aladdin and the princess can live in peace. What are your takes on this original story about Aladdin? You can read this tale from the sources in the description below. If you want to check out some of my other work, I have them up on the screen. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to thank you for watching.